race fans, and welcome here as we get set for race number 8 of the season for the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series non-charter drivers. Of course, last week was our Hersheys Cup Series extravaganza in the Mud Summer Classic at Eldora, so these drivers actually didn't get a chance to race against each other for points unless they end up racing into the main event, in which I believe it was only 4 non-charter cars were able to do so. Here today, though, we're getting back into the swing of things, and these drivers are going to continue to battle to try and get up into the top 5 in the point standings with the hope of having a Hersheys Cup Series charter next season in Season 5. We are here at the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway, so coming off what was, I guess you could kind of consider a wild card race since it was a lot of chartered drivers, a lot of non-chartered drivers not getting points last week at Eldora. Well, we're coming here to the home of the dreaded Big One. This is a track that can hold them 3 wide, several rows deep, sometimes 4 wide, and a lot of times we end up having a photo finish because unlike Daytona that has the start-finish line in the middle of the front straightaway trioval, the start-finish line is almost down here to where these drivers are going to be rolling off from the end of pit road. So that extra few hundred feet could be the difference between whether you're going to cross the line in first or whether you're going to cross the line in second place. Tyler Deaver lines up on the pole for today's race. So far this season, we've yet to have a repeat winner in the non-charter series. Tyler Deaver went to victory lane back at Rio de Janeiro, our second race of the year, and he has a chance right now today to maybe go coast to coast and pick up his second win of the season. Tyler Deaver comes into today's race 23rd in the point standings, so even though he's got that one win, he hasn't been able to really follow it up with consistent finishes. Alongside of him, it's Angel Navarro in the 98. Navarro looking for his first win of the season, and Navarro finds himself mired all the way down in the point standings in the 35th position. We say that Talladega seems to cater to the underdog. Maybe that'll happen today. Let's get the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command to fire up the engines, as we're going to be getting ready to turn them loose for 19 laps. That doesn't seem like a long time, but this is a 2.66 mile super speedway, and a lot of action can happen in those 19 laps. Let's give you your point standings coming into this race. As mentioned, these drivers obviously battling to try and get into the top 5 in the points for the remainder of the season. Long ways to go, but right now those top 5 positions are currently held by the points leader, Hersheys. Looks like he's starting way in the back. Not necessarily a bad thing here at Dega. You can make up a lot of ground here in a matter of a few laps. Caleb Barrow's been very quiet so far this season. He hasn't found victory lane yet, but he's only 5 points back from the points leader, Hersheys. He's second in points. Alex Gray is third in the points, and Alex Gray had a great weekend at the last Superspeed we were at, Daytona, the season opener. So we'll see what the Zero car can do, as he is third in points, 28 points out. Daniel Gilbert also 28 points out, and he also had a good run at Daytona as he ended up taking the checkered flag there at the beginning of the season. He's tied for third in points, but technically scored fourth in the standings. And DJ Kurtis, what a last couple of weeks DJ Kurtis has had, not counting Eldora, but you go back to Infineon and you go back the week before at Atlanta. DJ Kurtis has had some really, really good runs where he was able to make his first 2 starts in the charter series of the Hersheys Cup Series as well. We'll keep an eye on him as he is 5th in the stands coming into today's race. Drivers that are just outside of the top 5 looking in: Zachary Stoltz, our winner from Bristol Dirt, is 6th. David Culpepper, 7th. Stephen Pollard III rolling off from 9th place. He is 8th in the standings. Seth Cole, who took the checkered flag 2 weeks ago, he is now up to 9th in the standings. And Quentin Moore, who rolls off from the 3rd spot, he is 10th in the standings coming into today's race. 19 laps of racing as stated. This should be an interesting one. We're about to turn them loose. Let's see how crazy things get. Pace car will make the left-hand turn now at Daytona. Start-finish line would be just about here. But you'll notice coming all the way down this straightaway, the start-finish line at Talladega is down here, and that could be the difference maker in today's outcome. Green flag is out. We're underway at Talladega Superspeedway. And already we're going to test the limits 4 wide into 1. Henry Nova, Chris Dollerton, teammates on the bottom lines, and that was Christian Merrick Jr. and T Vernio up on the high side. In that 4 wide situation, it settles back out to 3 wide. Dead even down the back straightaway still between Tyler Deaver on the low side, Angel Navarro up top. first lap, I wonder. That inside line's got more drivers, but now Quentin Moore gets moved up top by Chloe Ericsson. This is going to be close. Will it be the Toyota of Navarro, the Dodge of Deaver? Give it to Navarro on the high line, leading the first lap of this race. But for how long? Here comes Chloe Ericsson. She's got Tyler Deaver, or make that Cole Deaver rather, and Phil Parker pushing her to the lead. 3 wide further back, drivers trying to gain positions. Couple of drivers, stragglers back there. One driver's already lost the draft. That is Zachary Stoltz, the 86, who came into this race 6th in the point standings. He needs these drivers to really race it up so he can get back in the draft, or he may need the help, the aid of a caution. They're racing hard right now, but they're kind of giving room. Look at Navarro again using that outside line out of 4. He will clear and keep the top position. Battle is on for the second spot. Henry Nova to the inside of Chloe Ericsson. And now the field is seemingly broken up into 2 groups. You got a front pack and then a little gap back to a second pack, led I think that's by Daniel Gilbert. And now Kev Shearer appears to be losing the draft, and that's the points leader coming into this race. I thought starting at the back wasn't really going to hinder the Pittsburgh Pirates Chevrolet out of Swigley Motorsports. Maybe it will. He also, much in the boat like Zachary Stoltz, in need of a caution flag probably to get back up into this. Mentioned that last week only a certain number of non-charter drivers got points last week, making it into the main event of the Bud Summer Classic. One of those drivers is actually working his way up to the front there. That One Main Financial blue Chevrolet out of WG Motorsports, right there, number 7. You can see him, 4th in that inside line, N Guenther. Ended up finishing around, I think it was the 15th position at Eldora. Either 15th or 18th, and I'm not rightly sure which it was. It was 17th, actually, so it wasn't either of those. Right now, Angel Navarro doing a good job just staying out in front, keeping everybody at bay. And I mean, give him credit. He figured out that high line off of 4 was the way to go. That's how he led the first lap over Tyler Deaver, and that's how he was able to keep Chloe Ericsson from taking the lead from him. So now these drivers back here have to try and figure out a way to work together, get a big enough run to be able to leave Navarro out to dry. Nova, Trace Williams, Tyler Deaver, Steven Gonzalez was kicked to the high line. He's beginning to free fall. Last week's winner, well actually I should say 2 weeks ago's winner, Seth Cole, up there on the high line as well, winner at Texas. And the laps are beginning to tick away, and as they tick away, that leaves less and less laps for these drivers to be able to try and formulate something. Tyler Deaver jumps to the inside line. Nobody goes with him. And he has to tuck back in line behind Trace Williams. Jump towards the back, see what we have for stragglers. Oh, one car just came to pit road. That was M McIntire in the 26. That might have been an unscheduled stop for him. Zachary Stoltz has lost the draft. Kev Shearer, Noah Cars, they've lost the draft. Alex Gray, we mentioned the points leader Kev Shearer in trouble. Well, 3rd in the points. Alex Gray has also lost the draft back here, trying to at least stay in close proximity with Jonathan Zoerlein and Alex Miller, who also have lost the lead pack. Jordan Lopez has also lost the draft. Carson Gum, and there is last week's winner at Eldora, dominated the Bud Summer Classic, Caitlin Tsang. Well, this is not a good run for her right now, as she's mired way back here and not in the lead draft. And then these drivers right here just trying to stay in it. J Cittadino, Christian Merrick Jr., Ryan George, Austin LaPlante, Paul Minnick, Chris Dollerton. Yeah, you can see right here they're all just single file, and that's not going to allow anybody to really be able to stay up in the draft. Racing up front though. And it sounds like we have another car that might have made a pit stop. Oh, that's M McIntire up that the leaders will probably be encountering at some portion of this race. Navarro, though, still continuing to show the way. Navarro would love to be able to pick up the victory. As I stated, 35th in points coming into this race, and this is typical Talladega. Talladega is one of those few races, one of those super speedway races on the schedule where everybody comes into the event with an equal chance of winning. It doesn't really seem to matter about track position or anything like that. You just got to be in the right place at the right time. Well, Angel Navarro and that Toyota team, I mean, that could be the same kind of a case for them. Right place, right time, had themselves a good qualifying run. Battling is more going on for second than drivers concentrating on trying to catch up to his KFC Camry and take the lead away. And Navarro was the one who very early on found that big run off of 4, which he utilized twice to be able to get the lead and keep the lead. So, oh no! Navarro just blew up the leader! Oh no! Angel Navarro was leading and the thing just went south. Engine is just expired on his Toyota Camry. What the heck? Was he couldn't have been overheating. He was out in front. He was in clean air. Oh my goodness, what happened? And that's changed the whole aspect of this race. They're almost 4 wide down the back straightaway now. Pandora's box has just opened as everybody realizes now that maybe the Dominic the Day has just fallen prey to a mechanical problem. Tyler Deaver to the bottom on Trace Williams. And they've got the slow car of Matt McIntire just up ahead to deal with. 3 wide further back, almost 4 wide. Caleb Farrell, Quinton Moore, and Cole Deaver were rubbing doors. Look at this, 4 wide again. And there's another car up ahead. Who's that? Oh, that's Zachary Stoltz. So Matt McIntire has been reeled in. Zachary Stoltz about to be reeled in. They look like they'll be finishing on the lead lap. And here's the battle for the lead. Phil Parker to the inside with help from Caleb Farrell. He'll go to the top position as Stoltz holds up Tyler Deaver, Henry Nova, Cole Deaver in that middle lane. What a difference one thing happening makes. Right there was the difference maker. Angel Navarro dominating this race out in front. And his engine has expired. We're going to have to see as soon as he takes his car to the garage and they diagnose what was wrong, what exactly happened. I mean, Navarro looked like he was going to win this thing. And now the top 5 they look so totally different than what they did. It's Phil Parker, Caleb Farrell, Sean Henley, Steven Gonzalez, and Charles Jackson is now your top 5. 2 drivers out of Tweenix Racing working together. The 57 Pfizer Viagra Chevrolet, the number 60 Winn-Dixie Chevrolet, trying to get by the Carolina Nut Toyota Camry out of Fire Ice Racing. And now they're going to battle amongst themselves for second place. And look up here as you see some other names popping up into the top 10 that we haven't really necessarily talked about is Steven Gonzalez to the bottom, 3 wide for the lead between Henley, Gonzalez, and Parker. 4 wide further back. Quinton Moore stuck his nose in there, thought better of it. But we got Dougie Shears now up in the mix. Here comes Chelsea Bowles. Big run down the back straightaway, getting shoved by the Toyota Camry of Seth Cole into 3. And Chelsea Bowles will take the top position, at least for the moment, coming out of 4. Ooh, got a car on the apron. That was Cody Smart. Is he coming to pit road? He is. Chloe Ericsson is in. Daniel Olson just got run to the back of by Elijah Gilbert. So we're going to have pit stops. Chris Dollerton's in. Daniel Gilbert. Austin LaPlante, Christian Merrick Jr., Jordan Lopez, Alex Gray. Here comes Zoerlein, Miller, Shearer. And Seth Cole, after all this, has inherited the lead. But apparently, these drivers can't make it the whole way on fuel. 4 wide back there again. Shears, Guenther, Jackson, Parker. Look at this. Culpepper stuck in the middle. With Tripentech Vernio, Becca Tellier down the bottom. But some drivers might be coming down the low side to come to pit road, and they are. Seth Cole is in. Henry Nova's in. Jackson. Guenther, Tyler Deaver. Whoa, Richardson! What the heck? He definitely came in too fast. Becca Tellier's in, DJ Kurtis, lap car of Zachary Stoltz, Cole Deaver, Pollard, Cittadino, Ryan George, and Paul Minnick. Carson Gum in as well. And that turns the lead over to Steven Gonzalez. Next time by, it's 5 laps to go. We're going to quickly see why The 98 of Navarro out of the race, a camshaft issue, apparently the mechanical diagnosis by that team. Tough break for them. Now we're going to see all these drivers coming to pit road this lap. Well, they're starting to back up, so some of them are coming. S Gonzalez is in. Oh, trouble! Phil Parker got spun! Dougie Shears is in. Henley, Vernio, Culpepper, Farrell. And did that bring out a yellow, though, is the question. It was on pit road. No, it did not. No caution. We're still green. And Chelsea Bowles inherits the lead. She, along with Quentin Moore, are the last two drivers that are going to have to pit. This could get very, very interesting as to who's going to be cycling around as the leader, and it'll be with less than 5 to go. Actually, surprised we didn't have a caution for the spinning Phil Parker, but I guess since it was on pit road, he didn't come back up onto the racing surface, and NNSCRA officials deciding not to throw the yellow. And here comes Chelsea Bowles and Quentin Moore. They're coming to pit road. Look at Quentin! Whoa, I don't know if he made pit road speed. Maybe he did. Came flying into pit road. So now the question is, who does the lead cycle around to? I'm thinking this could be the potential battle for the lead. S Gonzalez, Seth Cole. And then we'll have to see how Chelsea Bowles and Quentin Moore fit into this. I think Gonzalez right now would be the race leader as things stand cycling around, and he might lose that lead to Seth Cole in the 79. Seth Cole looking for his second straight win here in the Hersheys Cup Series non-charter series. Outside line, he will drive around. Could he end up picking up 2 wins in a row? Now where are Chelsea Bowles and Quentin Moore is the question. They're just leaving. Moore, well, we saw him drive really fast into the entry of pit road. He was able to get out of pit road ahead of the 56. Question is, though, can he get out ahead of the 79, who was scored in third last time by? So if he catches Quentin Moore, this is your battle for the lead with about 4 laps to go. And Seth Cole's going to get to the outside going into 3, and he will go to the race lead. Look at Cody Smart. Man, did he get a heck of a run down the back straightaway, but that all got killed when he got caught behind Quentin Moore. So now S Gonzalez will move into second behind Seth Cole, and this could get very interesting in the closing stages, as it looks like we may have only 9 drivers up here in this lead pack with a chance of racing it out for this win, thanks to the cycle of green flag pit stops. Seth Cole, the race leader. S Gonzalez is second. Cody Smart was scored third. Quentin Moore, Trace Williams, Charles Jackson, Chloe Ericsson, and Henry Nova. Those are the drivers that are going to settle it out for this win. Tripe and Tacuvernio Becca Tellier scored in 9th and 10th. They've got N Guenther back behind with them in 11th. 12th is Chelsea Bowles. 13th, David Culpepper. 14th, James Richardson. 15th place, I believe, is under contest between DJ Kurtis and Sean Henley, so move Henley back to 16th. Pole sitter Tyler Deaver is back in the 17th position. 18th is Ryan George. 19th, Stephen Pollard. And 20th now is Caleb Farrell. Back in 21st is going to be Philip Parker, who got spun coming to the pit lane. And there you see the 26th of M McIntire, who pitted a lot earlier than these drivers for an unscheduled stop. Looks like he's going to have to come to pit road before this race is over. 2 laps to go. Battle for the lead. Cody Smart, our winner from Infineon, is now out in front. And again, remember, we haven't really talked about this, although probably you guys remember, that the top 7 finishers from this race, they will make it into the main event. There are 8 drivers in this lead pack, which means 1 driver in this lead pack will not be racing in the Hersheys Cup Series main event race. Cody Smart to the point, and the white flag will be displayed this time. Might have traffic ahead. That's Dougie Shears. M McIntire just now leaving pit road. One more time around. Can Cody Smart hold him off for his second win of the season in the non-charter series? Quentin Moore right there in second. He's got Chloe Ericsson behind him. Seth Cole looking for 4th place off S Gonzalez. Can they get a run down the back straightaway? Ericsson peeks out of line. Seth Cole makes it 3 wide. And they're going to go 3 wide for second. That could hand the win over to Cody Smart, unless Seth Cole can get a heck of a run here through 3 and 4. Out of turn 4 for the final time. Can Seth Cole close the gap up here down this tri-oval front straightaway. He's going to look. He goes high. I don't know if he's got enough of a run. Cody Smart's going to hang on. Second win of the season for the non-charter series for Cody Smart. Smart will transfer into the main event, as will Seth Cole, Chloe Ericsson, Steven Gonzalez, Henry Nova, Charles Jackson, and Trace Williams. And I believe for none of those drivers, it's their debut race. I believe they're all going to be making at least their second start of the season. Quentin Moore just barely missed out. And we almost had a couple other strangers up there have a chance of getting up there into the top 7. Becca Tellier was right there, as was N Guenther. They'll have to settle for 9th and 10th. So Cody Smart, we said, we haven't had a repeat winner yet this season in the non-charter series. Well, that's just been ended here today. Cody Smart won about 3 weeks ago at Infineon, and now he wins here at the Super Speedway of Talladega. Seth Cole, 2 weeks after his first win of the season, a solid outing in second. Chloe Ericsson, Steven Gonzalez, Henry Nova, Charles Jackson, and Trace Williams will all take part in the main event. Quentin Moore, Becca Tellier, N Guenther, nice solid top 10 runs for those drivers. Tripataki Vernio, Chelsea Bowles, James Richardson, David Culpepper, DJ Kurtis. That is your top 15. And your top 20 will be Henley, Deaver, George Pollard, and Phil Parker. Going to be interesting as far as the point stands as well, because not really any of the drivers that came in running well in the points had solid outings today as far as the drivers top 5 in the points. Second in the points, Caleb Farrell was 21st. DJ Kurtis, we already mentioned, was 15th. He came in 5th in points. You look on further down here, you got Kev Shearer, who came in as the points leader. He finishes 33rd. Third in points, Alex Gray finishes 32nd. And fourth in points, Daniel Gilbert finishes the race out in the 26th position. So the drivers came in the top 5 positions in the point stands. Didn't exactly have the best of runs, with the possible exception of DJ Kurtis. 39 cars finished on the lead lap. 2 cars finished a lap down, Noah Cars and Zachary Stoltz. And 1 car finished out of the race, Angel Navarro. His car blew up when he was leading the race. So a tough break there for that team. So that's going to do it here from Talladega Super Speedway for the non-charter series. Up next, we've got the Pizza Hut X Series race. They're finally back in competition. And then we cap it all off with the Hersheys Cup Series charter race here at the high banks of Talladega Super Speedway. Hope you enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to cover the crew today. We've shown you full finish results. Here are your your overall point stands, I should say, heading into next week's race. We will see you guys for the continuation of our Talladega Super Speedway race weekend. That'll be coming up next here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel. Offline racing at its best.